Hello. Welcome back. K4 episode. I think this is like 16 or 17 or 15 or something now. I think we've gotten pretty far.
I want to say like 15.
Yeah, I want somewhere around there. The ballpark. That ballpark. I am your host.
It's getting pretty up there.
It's getting pretty up
we
there.
just lost track.
Yeah. I mean, I do the video titles are always correct. It's just that in the moment I can't
because you look
remember.
at the previous title.
Exactly.
Don't lie to me.
Memory of a goldfish. All right, I can't control it. But yeah, I'm your host, Chloris. I'm joined today by the Imperator. He's here. He's playing Kairo Zetsubo, as always. I'm also joined by our lovely companion, Javier.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays everybody's favorite, Andrew Oid. Super stealthy infiltrator, chameleon robot man. And then I'm also joined this evening by Kyle. Say hello.
Hopefully.
Hello.
Delayed. Oh, God.
Like that delayed reaction.
Yeah. All right. So, last time on Dragon Ball Z, we the Mr. Oid infiltrated. Had a tough time there for a second. Good God, infiltrated the Trickle Church's meeting with the Children of Joy's leader, Mr. Flavius Marenius, and managed to figure out some.
It almost went. It almost went
poorly.
Really bad.
It almost went poorly. There was some heated debate about the reasoning behind, Mr. Oid's impersonation being there and all that stuff. But it got worked out. It was fine. They got in. Cairo stole some of Flavius's money from his bank account remotely. Yeah, that was pretty good. Then after that, you guys.
It all went downhill.
Yeah, you guys continued to debate about how to go about it and what to do and stuff and community preparations. And the day came to a close. Now, this day is rent day. I hope Bonus can pay his rent.
Yeah, he was smart enough to ask me to steal him 18,000.
You did plan for him to pay his rent, right?
I'm pretty sure he's just going to be even poorer than he was before. Let's see. Wait, no. He made a little bit of extra money from the side jobs that he did with Nox before, so he can pay for everything. He's fine. He's got.
Now. I'm doing control tests on my dice. I'm seeing which ones are gonna roll the highest tonight. I think everybody should do a control test on their die to see how their luck's gonna go before a session.
I use a calculator.
Yeah. Kyle owns no physical
Imagine
dice.
having a calculator. Imagine being that wealthy where you can afford a calculator. Must be nice.
It's a free app.
Imagine being able to afford apps. Wow. Mr. Moneybags over here with his free applications.
They need the $100.
Damn, you guys must be
Imagine having that much money you can afford a free app, man.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
I can't afford the joules of energy required to power the application.
Yeah, man, you guys must be in like mega debt. I swear to God. You're just.
I don't even have student loans and I'm in debt.
Metaphysical levels of debt right here.
That's a funny joke. Ha ha ha! Topical humor. Imagine being in college.
Lamau?
I would say unrelatable, but
exactly.
It's super unrelatable. Imagine being
super unrelatable.
Super
imagine
where you're college.
Imagine being educated.
Imagine it.
I only lost 1,000 college, right? Because of rent.
Yes, rent. Rent is it's 1,000 for you, 1,000 for Cairo, it's 1.25 thousand for bonus because he lives in a nice area, and then it's only 250 for Oid because he lives in the ghetto.
First thing I'm doing.
You know, if this was a different campaign, I'd probably strike a deal with the landlord. Be like, yo, bro, I'll kill people for you.
The landlord's gonna want you to kill people.
I mean, hey, that's an option.
I was gonna say something else, but Knox isn't that type of person.
I mean, hey, you can talk to your landlord if you want to talk to your landlord.
Yeah, but I can pay. I'm not gonna.
I can drive down crime 200-fold in the apartment block if you let me live here rent free.
Yeah, if you give me permission.
Man, I'll walk your annoying dog at night for you. You let me live here.
It's like
deal instantly.
It's like a cyber mastiff, and it's like gigantic, made of metal, and it's like bark.
It takes dumps. The size of a toddler.
Yeah, battery acid melts through the steel like fire hydrant on the side of the road.
Every time.
But anyway,
yeah, every time.
Anyway, we have lots of rolling to do tonight. I feel. I have an uneasy feeling that we're gonna have to do a lot of rolling today.
I'm gonna mention beforehand. I don't know how much a gas mask costs, but if I don't feel like paying for one, you can bet your ass I'm in the car and only in the car. So.
Gas mask. Let me pull up the price of the gas mask.
Wait, what?
Remember, you need a gas mask to go into the golden city.
I will say, because you're not human, you're a Kodian. You are resistant to it. You have the chance to make a roll to defend against it, but it'll be a roll every like 10 seconds, so it'll be inevitable until you eventually pass out.
It would be wise to just get like a rebreather.
Yeah, like a basic one, which is free for masks, but it's not if you don't have a mask. Which you don't.
Wait, what?
I have a visor.
No, you have the upgraded. You have the upgraded mask.
Oh, I upgraded to a mask.
No. Kyra upgraded to he upgraded his rebreather.
That was free?
No, you got the upgraded version, which isn't free. The basic version is free with a mask.
Oh, okay.
There is. Yeah, he was about to be like, I just spent money. So.
It'd be pretty funny though if Dapper just like totally yoinked you.
I just spent money on something that you're now making free.
Pretty funny. Now the upgraded respirator.
I want a tax rebate. I want a tax rebate right now.
Rebate.
Actually,
God.
You want to?
You think taxes exist in K4? Funny man. This is a tax-free zone.
They do.
Well, they do for normal schmucks, but they don't for everybody else. For the corporations, they don't pay taxes.
Okay, cool. So I don't have to pay taxes.
Are you a corporation?
Well, I guess you could mail it. You could go onto the IRS website and like make yourself a one-man corporation.
Yeah, that's
5 hours.
We're all self-employed.
I actually can do that.
Yeah, we're all self-employed.
I actually can do that.
You're a DJ, so you can be like, I have
a brand.
You're like, I own Pharaoh Incorporated or whatever, and you don't pay taxes.
Fuck you.
5 hours later, he's like, so much paperwork.
Yeah.
So in my downtime, that's what Cairo was doing.
Setting up
throughout the night, setting up my own corporation so that I don't have to pay taxes. And I can take out business expenses. Let's go.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think Bonus is like the kind of guy who is on welfare. He doesn't actually, because he's a merc. He's like, I don't have a job. He's like, I guess take the government's money.
He relies on food stamps.
Yeah.
Is my mic fine, by the way?
It is, yes. You're
okay, good. Just making sure.
Anyway, an upgraded respirator is 1,000 collars.
If you were to make that free, I'd want that $1,000 back so quick.
Well, I mean, I can negotiate. No. Sure. I mean, I just have to take off my visor. That's about it, yeah?
Well, no, the visor it's the eyes, and then the respirator is just the mouth.
These are exactly.
Sci-fi respirators.
You're not changing much.
Yeah, sci-fi respirators.
Cool.
You're not changing much.
I'm just putting something over my mouth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Precisely. However, I should note that Knox is the poorest person in the group.
I am?
Yeah, you have 2,750 collars.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Man, look at me not having to pay taxes.
I pay rent.
Tax write-off.
Yeah.
Hey, don't tempt me. I can make a corporation right here, right now.
Yeah,
I'm not
security
gonna do it though,
corporation.
because I don't feel like it. I don't
Anyway.
have downtime right now.
I can use business expense cards without having to pay them back. Oh, as long as I keep the receipts.
Yeah, I can go on vacation and write it off as a tax break, so long as I film like a single set on my vacation.
Exactly.
It's great.
Well, actually, no. I stream all of my sets. So
Oh, yeah,
that is
so-
an automatic tax write-off.
Yeah, I'll just turn on the camera and point at yourself and be like, "All right, guys, do this for tax write-off," and you just stop the stream immediately. Play one note, just done.
Vlog for tax write-off.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Vlog for tax purposes.
Yeah. So anyway, so you guys wake up. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. Third time making that joke.
How many times can we do that joke before milking it dry?
Before even I find it unfunny. We'll see. But I put a counter up, but I'm lazy. So yeah, so you all wake up. Uneventful evening for most of you. However, Cairo wakes up to see, when he gets up out of his bed and he goes over to his wall of windows for his, daily news. You see that you have a message from an unknown number.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put that on pause, and I'm gonna file myself as a business person.
You're like, all right, let me just you can wait a second, anonymous caller. I have to.
It's our client screaming.
My daughter's dead. You're just like, no, hold on, I gotta.
Death scenario. This is a life or death scenario right now. Hold on 1 second.
Hold
I'm
on.
doing
Now
my
I
taxes.
have to fill
No.
in my J2s. Hold on.
just saying, as a corporation, you should totally, every time we get a new client, because we're higher up
Give
now,
them a
you should be
business
like,
card.
well, give them a business
I
card.
do
but
that
I think,
anyway.
Yeah,
I
true.
think you should also be like, well, let's strike a business deal, right? So
Yeah.
30% of everything you make,
Yeah. What?
I
and I'll
want-
sponsor
I want
you.
30%
much?
of your equities, and I'll sponsor you.
How much to buy a share of your company in exchange for doing this job?
I'm
He's
gonna
like,
make all my income off of stocks and properties.
stonks. Turn the campaign to Monopoly. Just make a
You
Monopoly
know what?
board.
I'm also gonna put 1,000 callers into Kode stocks
Yeah.
You'll
while I'm
never
at my
go-
computer.
Really?
Never go
All right.
wrong.
I'll do that. I'll note that down. I'm
Thank
sure
you, thank
you'll
you.
pay dividends on that at some point.
Now we need to keep track of stocks.
It gives me an excuse to learn how that works, so it's fine.
I mean, we could just
Um,
make like a computer program for that.
True.
I mean, that's true, but do you want to do it?
That's why we have Xavier.
Xavier will do it.
Exactly.
I have my auto roller now, my
and
fancy
then,
auto roller.
And then I'll check my messages
All right.
after filing myself as a business
All right. So
and
you.
investing in stocks and delinquent taxes.
All right. Yeah. So you do all that. It takes you like an hour or two, and you look at the message, and it's like and it reads like, hey old chap, it's me,
Oh,
Dapper. Letting you know I have that job lined up for you. Head on down to my shop whenever.
I'm gonna
and we'll
message
talk
him
business.
back and be like, "What do you know about delinquent taxes?"
He's like,
He's gonna. What are taxes?
he sends back
What are taxes?
he sends you a photo, right? A photo of a PhD in accounting. But his name
perfect.
his name is like blacked
Perfect.
out. He's like, I am a master of taxes. How might I serve you?
Perfect. I'm gonna ask him one simple question: if people don't pay me back for their delinquent taxes, can I keep the property legally?
Yes.
Well,
I
that's
think-
how it works in real life. I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out if that's how it works in the game universe.
Probably. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't work that way.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna message him back and be like, buddy, I need to buy a couple of delinquent properties. I'll be at your shop in like an hour.
He's like, all right. I will see you then. And he's like, and he also would ask, like, if you plan on bringing your companions along, he's willing to pay them to do the job.
Okay, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about other people's delinquent taxes, though.
I'm worried about
Wow.
doing taxes. Forget the job. I'm doing taxes. How do I? It's like, how do I game the system? How do I scam the mega corporations of the K4 universe into giving me free money?
And then I'm just gonna buy like 1 or 2 delinquent tax properties for like a total of like 1,500.
I don't
So I'll
think.
settle at
I mean, I
I'll
don't.
settle at like
What
like a
property could you buy for
small.
$1,500?
Well, the whole thing is that delinquent taxes can range from like anywhere between like $300 to $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna buy the low delinquent taxes because I know those people don't have the money to pay me back.
Oh, so you're just like loan sharking people. This is essentially
Kind
what you're
of,
doing.
kind of,
Okay.
kind of, because if they can't pay me back on their delinquent taxes in like a month, I get to keep the property.
Ah, okay.
Dude,
Exactly,
just
and then
buy
I can
freaking
repurpose the property and rent it out, and then make more money.
dude, just make Oid richer and buy his apartment complex.
Yeah, just buy some of the apartment complex.
I could.
You bring that up,
I
but I
no,
actually
technically, I could buy bonuses apartment complex.
you could, yeah. But I mean, if you say that, but I do have a mission in my mind about like that revolves around one of you owning an apartment building. So if it does come into fruition, I already have ideas to work into
Well,
that. So
depending on how cheap the delinquent taxes are, give me a roll on like a random number generator.
all right.
Give me like a
Uh,
random number between like 300 and 3,000.
let's see. Random number generator. So minimum of 300, maximum of 3,000. Generate 1,013.
Okay, now give me a random dwelling.
A random dwelling. Let me pull up my rule book. What I have here. I'll go to the housing rules.
Put it on like one of those pinwheel things.
Yeah, let's see. Where is it? Where is it? I missed it. Where is it? Nope. Nope. Here we go. Type of
Like, do
home.
houses still exist?
Well, there are. Yeah, so there are. So the type of house that somebody you could own for like paying your rent and stuff. There's a pod hotel, a normal hotel room, a 3-star hotel room, a hab unit, which is a cargo container, and a normal apartment, a 5-star hotel, a penthouse, a house, a manor, and other. Which
Because if these are delinquent taxes, then I know these people can't pay me back.
yes, it has to be on like somewhere cheap. So either like, yeah,
Well,
like an
the whole
apartment.
thing is like you can put. I was gonna say just put all of them on like a random like one of those spinner things.
Yeah, I can roll. It's just turn 10 of them, so I can just roll 1d10. Roll 1d10. 6. 6 is a 5-star hotel. So you've
yeah.
you've bought out like a part of this hotel, and you've paid some of their tax. It doesn't mean it just costs $1,000 a night to stay there. So you've paid for like part of
I'm
their.
gonna make that money back in dividends.
Yes, you're gonna get to the interest and everything in like a month or whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And for every day they don't pay, the interest increases.
I'm gonna need to find the googling to find the calculus equation for that. This is not something I thought I would have to do today.
What do we want to place this this increase at? Like, what percentage do we want to place this at?
Depends. What's a legal one you can do without,
Like
the
5%
IRS?
interest.
Well, what's
Wait a minute, 5%? Jesus Christ!
I mean,
All right,
it's
all right. We'll do it. We'll do it at like 0.1. How's that?
so like 1% tax or interest.
1% interest.
Okay, 1% interest. Okay.
They need to pay me back within like a month
Yeah.
with 1% interest on every day they don't pay.
Okay. So I will in that, and then I will lower your thing by a little bit more, and then that should be a 4, and then that'll be 4, and then
So
that'll
depending
be,
on how long it takes them to pay that delinquent tax property back,
exactly.
depends on how much I get. Like,
yeah.
no matter what, I'm turning a profit off of this delinquent property.
Yes. So
I feel like a lot of people would correct us like in an instant on the laws of this.
Oh, definitely.
But this is
But
K4. It's meant
our
to be
world.
unfair. Yeah, it's meant to be unfair. This is meant to be like hyper capitalism. So, whatever happens,
cares?
happens. Yeah, like corporations are supposed to, snowball out of control, like legally. So in this case, this is what happens. Is that somebody's like, oh, I can abuse this tax thing, so then they do it, and they become like a billionaire overnight or whatever.
And I don't have to pay taxes. And
Yeah, it's gonna be so funny when
I've got money in stock.
like 4 months in-game time. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna file your taxes, in-game taxes.
I don't have to.
You don't have to. And then Bonus gets tax break because he doesn't have a job. And then Oid, same deal. Well, Oid's an illegal alien, so he doesn't actually pay taxes anyway.
He's not listed as a citizen.
Yeah, so he doesn't actually pay taxes. Only Kyle has to pay his own taxes in K4. Wow.
I pay my taxes.
Well, I
You have
assume
to
you
do
pay
your own
taxes.
taxes.
Yeah, you pay taxes.
You have to do your
course.
taxes.
Of course.
Unless you pay an
Don't
accountant.
let the tax demons come after you.
The other
Of
tax
course.
demons.
I mean, don't get me
IRS.
wrong.
They'll
Could just do
call
exactly
a hit
what you
squad
did.
on you.
They will call his spot on you.
Well, of course.
Yeah, we'll go
But
arrest
like,
you.
are you a legitimate business? Can you generate income?
I don't
Not
have a business.
yeah, not like
Exactly.
Legally.
Exactly.
But I can make a
Legally-
business.
Legally, Cairo owns a business.
yes.
I can legally do that.
Just gonna start a mercenary business.
Yeah, sort of.
No, it's gonna be called Security and Co.
Security. and
How
co.
creative.
Oh yeah. You know, I get everything from assassination
You
to making sure your daughter doesn't die. Cough, cough.
just call it like Violence Incorporated or something like that.
Violence incorporated.
I will conduct
Hell yeah.
violence on your behalf for a fee.
Yeah, basically.
God.
I'm the task man.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Dapper asks if your companions are
But
going
what's
to join
the interest rate?
you. Of the delinquent tax, 1%.
Well, yeah, but like
On
after doing the calculation,
oh, well no, because I don't know how long it's going to take for them to pay you back yet.
Can we?
Well,
We'll
alright then.
calculate it after, you know.
Yeah, can wait for that
roll a
month to go over.
1d20 and a 1d10.
Sure.
Well, because okay. How about this? Roll me a luck check to determine if they pay you back within the month or not.
Okay. What's a good number to get on this? Like, what's a good number?
If you just pass the luck check, then they. Well, I guess if you pass it, then they don't pay.
They
'cause
don't
you
pay
want
me back?
money, yeah, because you want to get the money from them. So if you pass and they don't pay you back in time, and if they do pass, or if you fail, then they don't. Well, then they do pay you back in time. Yeah, that was a
Something like that.
That's a six.
yeah. It's a 6. I believe that's a pass. It is. You look a 5. So yeah, they don't pay you back. So I'll just roll like 1d. I mean, this won't come into effect for like 2 months of in-game time, but I will roll a d20. Oh wow, I rolled a natural 20. Would you? I really cannot. I couldn't have faked that if I wanted to, because I'm recording this. But I rolled a 20 on a d20. So what's 1% of? Actually, it's increasing tax. Is it compound interest or is it independent interest? That's what we need to know.
What's the difference?
So compound interest is like, so for example, after 1 day of not paying it back, then they have to pay that 1% on top of the 2,500, right? And if they don't pay it a second day, then they have to pay that 2,500 plus the 1% plus a 1% of that whole extra. Like, and it just keeps compounding on itself. So I should.
I think that's what we're gonna do for this. I think we're gonna do compounding interests.
Let's see. Is delinquent tax compounding? Let's see. Here we go.
Look at us teaching people about delinquent taxes.
As they skip the video to the good part.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's the part where they actually like do something? And I'm like, man, I couldn't tell you. really couldn't tell you.
Hey, Cairo's just making money moves now. Like,
Essentially.
honestly.
Okay, here we go. Interest on delinquent taxes. Here we go. No, Machinery Act interest is simple interest, not compounded. In other words, interest does not accrue on prior interest charges. Yeah,
So if I don't get to collect with interest?
You do, but it's not compound. I only have to figure out what 1% of 1,500 is, and then add that 20 times to 1,500, and then get that money back to you. So that would be times 0.01.
But they don't pay me back.
So it's $15 times 20, 300 plus 1. So you get paid in 50 days. You'll make 1,800 collars.
Well,
So-
I couldn't know because I thought they weren't paying me back.
Exactly, but they're going to pay you back in 20 days after the additional month, which is where the 50 comes from. So,
But then, wait,
delinquent
Are you
tax
confusing
I
yourself?
already
countdown.
because I made the luck check for them to not pay me back.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're
So
not paying you
after-
back in the month. Otherwise,
So then, after
the
the month, I own the property.
then they pay you back with interest.
Yeah, that's the point. They're not paying
Yeah.
me back for 50 days, so I
Well,
still own the property.
I don't think he was ever saying you don't own the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as I own the property after the time limit.
Well, you own $1,500 worth of the property. Anyways, you have like a stake in in this 5-star hotel, essentially.
Nice.
Um,
I can rent that room out and make money.
yeah. So yes, I'll just.
All right, but anyway,
Anyway.
I'm gonna get ready, contact the others, and go over to Dapper's estate.
All right. Javier had to step out for a bit, so I will assume that he goes with you. Does Knox decide to take up Dapper's offer?
I need money.
Simple as that, huh? Simple as that.
I could rent that room to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I'd be paying you.
Yeah. But we'd be going to a good cause. Alright, so I'll assume then that Knox is going to go take Dapper's job because she needs money.
Yes.
And Bonus will also take Dapper's job because he needs money. Although Bonus is also like super suspicious of Dapper because he knows him longer than like Knox or Roy does. So he's like,
But
gonna-
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm
You
sure
know,
it's fine.
He's not gonna be straight with us. We already know this.
yeah, true.
Okay.
But yeah, so you all head over to Dapper's tailor shop, suit emporium. And for dramatic timing, you all arrive at the same time. And
Very nice.
you all walk in through the nice, real wood, like front doors and stuff, and the bell rings above your heads. And you see that standing there behind his counter, helping a very 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 thin, obviously like plastic surgery, all over her face and stuff, wearing a really large fur coat and like super high heels. Is this very very well-to-do looking woman, and she appears to be buying like some custom tailored dress from Dapper. that she's like, negotiating money with him for, and it's one of those like discussions where you can obviously tell that they're like they hate each other, and they're like trying not to get. It's like very passive aggressive negotiating. They're like, oh well, I
See,
can only pay this,
I'm gonna need 2,500 for this. I don't know.
Yeah. Very.
I don't know if I can do 2,500.
Kind of
I
a
think it's only.
bitch.
I think it's only really worth 20. Like worth 2,000. Dapper's like 2,000. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, no, it's at least worth 22 and a half.
This is pure Egyptian silk. Speaking of Egyptian silk,
Yeah, speaking of Egyptian silk, and Dapper sees everybody walk in, and he's like, it's like, it wasn't my my companions, and he's like, well, madam, I apologize, but it seems that I'll send you the invoice, and he just kind of smiles really like smug at her, like grins at her, and she's like, pardon, and he's like, leave. And she's like, oh, how dare you. She just storms off and like tries to shove past Bonus, but like bounces off of his muscle. Keeps walking.
I want to point out that he takes priority over these 4 disheveled-looking hoodlums.
Yes.
Over this very obviously rich woman that is buying an expensive dress from him.
Now you hold on. I don't know how you dress, but I make sure I at least look
Pyro
good
wears
in
almost
my
the
party.
same thing every day.
He's like me.
Yeah, but it's just canon.
We
like
all wear almost the same clothes.
Yeah,
every day.
almost. Excuse me. If you look at my closet, I have 50 pairs of the same thing. I gotta look at least fresh.
Exactly.
I'm not doing laundry every day, all right? I may live in an apartment,
that's
but
why
I don't.
your shirt has wrinkles in it.
Exactly.
You say it has wrinkles. I just think your mask is broken, all right?
I mean, to be fair, the woman still did take her fancy dress and whatever, and Dapper was just like, yeah, I'll send you the invoice. If you don't pay me, I'll just like break your kneecaps or whatever. Like Dapper
I'll
is
hire these guys.
Yeah, these 4 hoodlums here will be knocking on your front door in like a month, and she's like, all right, she leaves. It's at this point that Nox can make me a perception check, because only you would have the senses to pick up on this.
She's a lesbian.
You can smell it in the air. The gays.
The gaydar is indeed pinging.
Yeah, the gaydar.
I got a 6.
You hear like a very faint like whirring sound coming from like above you.
Where, like a helicopter?
No, it's just like a humming, I guess would be a better description.
I'll look up.
I guess I'll look up.
It's a ceiling. There's nothing there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You're not going to investigate further? That's kind of sus.
I mean, I'll go walk over to Dapper and be like, "Hey, Dapper, do I even know that his name is Dapper?"
Yeah, you were introduced to him before, yeah.
Okay, I'll walk over to him and be like, "I got a question for you, Dapper."
He's like, what might that be, my
I need you to
favorite
close your
customer?"
eyes. Okay, I need you to at least close one eye. I know you don't trust us. Alright, I need you to.
He blinks. He's like, okay,
Good enough.
done.
Alright, I need you to hone out all the other noises. And I want you to tell me if you hear a whirring sound above you.
He's like, and he kind of blinks at you a couple times, and he's like, he kind of like leans forward across the wooden counter, and he's like, I would appreciate it, miss, if you didn't draw attention to my security system. And you kind of see his like eyeball flicker.
I thought she left already.
And you hear like a fizzing sound above you.
I mean, I thought the woman left already. That's
Well,
why
she
I
did.
said it.
He's like,
Okay.
Yeah, she did. You didn't know what he's talking about in that case because the woman's gone, but
Okay.
whatever.
But then I so he does it. I'm like, So I don't need to worry that like some government official is chasing that guy as I point over to Cairo.
He's like, well, I don't know about that part, but no. He's like, and he kind of like points up to the ceiling. He's like, that's my security system that I've installed recently. Well, not recently, but that I've installed. In when I do meetings like this one with you folks, I need some
I
extra
was gonna say,
communication.
choose your words carefully there.
So you got a gun drone installed in your ceiling?
Do you look up?
I'll
Sure.
look up.
There's a dozen spider drones stuck to the ceiling.
That's terrifying.
And I have art for these drones.
Oh
And you also, I think, all of us would know this because we're all either weapon people or tech people. Half of them appear to have what look like LMG muzzles, like built into the chassis, and the other half have laser cannons on the top of them. Like full-on laser cannons. So yeah.
no. Interesting.
These drones, I have the name for them. They are, if I pull up my notes, they are drones. Where is it?
Where did you post this art? I see no art.
I'm finding the name. Did I name them? I know where they are. They're down here. They are called the WCSOD Stalker drones, which stands for wall crawling stealth observation drones. Wixod. And then I can also,
I don't know if I like that.
through the power of recording
I
magic,
don't like that.
flip my screen over so that the viewers can see the art too. So yeah, so the one on the left is what the laser cannon one on the right has the machine gun built into it. And there's like
I look up.
12 of them on the ceiling above you.
Ah, shit. I'll look up.
Well,
and I'll be
anyway.
like, sure, understandable.
Anyway,
And then he
Dapper, we're here for the job.
kind of like, and he's like, I figured as much. He's like, I didn't think that all four of you would show up for a purchase. And he kind of like, moves his hand again, and the drones fizzle and they turn invisible again. And he's like, all right, well, folks, step into my office, please. And he kind of like, gestures over, and he walks over and he opens up another real wooden door, and he walks inside his office.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna have I have Ankh with me, of course.
Of course. All right. So the
So
four of you
Ankh
and the
I will
drone.
go in.
All right. So I assume everybody goes in. So the four of you and the drone walk into Dapper's office. It's a pretty swanky looking office. It is kind of small. There's only two chairs. They are real leather chairs. Very, very fancy for this day and age. Real leather chairs. And there are two of them across from this big mahogany wooden desk. And across from the mahogany desk is this big, luxurious, cushioned leather office chair that Dapper is sitting in. And it's only big enough to like fit the desk, the chairs, like a little small bookshelf against the back wall, and then like some pieces of artwork on the walls, and that's about it because he's not the biggest not the biggest of shops that he owns. So two of you have to stand. Well, two of you and the robot dog will have to stand.
I'm gonna stand. I don't trust this chair.
All right, Bonus will also stand, and then I assume that Oid will sit because Oid is he's respectful, being the charisma guy. Yeah. So you all enter the office, and Dapper kind of brings you all in, and he's like, all right, well, I'm glad that you've all decided to take up my offer of this small favor that Mr. Pharaoh here owes me. But I assure you, this job is a small favor. What you agreed to. There shouldn't be any violence involved, assuming that everything works as I've planned it. Anyway, and he's like, now, for those of you here who are, looking to be paid for your work, I will pay you 2,000 colors to do this simple job. Yes, it shouldn't take more than an hour or two of your time, at most. So, don't worry about interfering with any of your other plans.
Pyro is gonna chime in really quick. What's the catch?
Like, well, I'll explain the job, my good man. So, and he kind of interlocks his fingers and puts his elbows on his desk, and he's like, so, recently, about 2-3 days ago, well, not really, a week ago, a very wealthy client of mine reached out to me with a very specific request. He wants to buy from me a Dream Edition Giotti Santini bespoke suit. None of you know what that is because it's a suit. And he's like, only 50 of them are made every year. And it features titanium threading that makes it bulletproof. It has diamond-studded buttons and cufflinks and is worth a total of 60,000 colors. Okay? A very expensive suit. One of the most expensive suits in the world right now. All right? So, it's a very, very high-quality piece of craftsmanship in my field of work.
But do you own one?
And he's like, that's, of course, the catch, yes. Like I said, 50 are made every year. And I have some contacts of mine in Italy that were supposed to pick one up for me as soon as the next batch came out, but sadly it seems that they were too slow, and the suits were bought up by rich folk around the world before my employees could fetch it for me. So, I was out of luck.
One of these rich folk.
Well, like I said, you shouldn't have to kill anyone because one such suit is being imported into the city tonight via cargo ship to the docks, and I happen to have spoken with the captain of the ship and gotten him to come to an agreement that I will, I have paid him in advance 5,000 colors, and in exchange he has agreed to put the suit in its own cargo container, put that one container on its own 18-wheeler car, its own truck, and you guys just have to walk to the docks, get in the car, and drive it to a nearby parking garage where I will meet you there. Take the suit, you can have the truck or whatever, I don't really care, and I'll pay you at that point, and any favors that you owe me, that I owe you, I pay you, all that will be settled just fine.
I've got an ominous feeling about this. And Cairo's gonna voice that.
Dapper's like, well, I mean, it's just simple, go to the dock, pick it up, and, I, unfortunately, as you saw when you first walked in, I am somewhat busy at the moment. These new line of suits coming out and everything like that has caused quite a stir in the aristocratic community, I'm afraid, and I'm mostly booked, so I would do it myself, but unfortunately, it seems that I am preoccupied.
What's the possibility of threat here?
He's like, well, the cargo ship's captain is a fine gentleman. I spoke to him myself. He seemed on the up and up. I paid him his preferred fee, so hopefully nothing will go wrong in that regard.
I have a question.
Sure.
If he's transporting a 60,000 collar suit,
Yes.
why would he only want 5?
Well, I suspect that he doesn't know what he's transporting. Most of the time, the cargo ship captains don't know so much as the companies do. Particularly when it comes to something like a company like Hermes, for example. They don't ask questions, they just haul the containers around. So, he likely was just hired to work the boat, and the automated systems manage the manifestos because the companies don't want their employees knowing what they ship around the place.
All right.
Yes. So,
Well, you've got an exact time?
well, I believe the boat should be arriving at the docks in around, and he kind of like checks his watch, which is like a Rolex, the equivalent of Rolex. He's like, it should be about 8 hours from now, around 8 o'clock at night, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. Any further questions anybody has, or?
Not to my knowledge.
You think we'll be able to just walk up and be like, "Hey, that's ours"?
And he's like, oh, yes, I spoke to the captain about that, about, actually getting to the vehicle. He's agreed to put it on the edge of the docks with the key in the door. So you just have to walk up and open the door and take the key out of the door and then put it in the ignition, and you should be ready to go.
Okay.
Lovely. Well, that's all, folks. I believe I have a meeting in a few minutes with my next client. So I look forward to meeting with you. But just the drive to the docks to here is about an hour and a half or so, depending on traffic. So I'll be waiting for you at 9 o'clock at the parking garage, and you all get like a text message from a different anonymous number with like the address of the parking garage. And to take the truck there, and I will be waiting with my own vehicle and my own means of opening the suit, the container and everything, and should be pretty simple. I'll just take it from there, and then we'll go our separate ways.
Now that you've told me about this suit, I'm going to buy one after I'm rich.
Dapper's like, well, I hope you turn
That
to
was
me.
that was just an aside to you, Dakota.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, Dapper does obviously sell them, so,
I might just have to retrieve it myself.
re-steal
It's
it
like,
from
those
Dapper.
$2,000. I think I'll just take the suit instead.
He's like, "Let me just see."
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start prepping.
Alrighty, so at that, Dapper ushers you out of his office, at which point you all hear the fizzle of more drones on the roof of his office. There were another, 12 on the roof of his office the entire time. You guys didn't notice. And he kind of closes the door behind himself, and he's like, alright, well, I'll speak to you shortly then.
Okay.
Tally-ho. And he ushers you all out of his shop as a big, armored, Jeep limousine pulls up to the sidewalk, and, a rapper-looking guy with, giant gold chains, golden bionics, stuff like that. And he, walks, he climbs out of the giant Jeep, these two big, bulky bodyguards, and they all saunter into the
Do I know who that is?
No.
Can I make a check for that?
Well, I mean, when he gets out of the car and he walks into Dapper's shop, you hear Dapper call him J Dollar.
Yes, I knew it. I knew it. Yes, J Dollar is multidimensional. Yes. Yeah.
Of course, J Dollar's
Lives
multidimensional.
and breathes.
Wow! Right as soon as the briefing is over, Xavier comes back.
You missed it.
Did I really just show up in time to miss whatever this was?
No,
Yes.
but you should have
mean-
missed a briefing for it. And a
Yeah,
meeting.
you only missed a
No,
part
but
of it.
you missed the best part of the briefing.
When we were leaving.
Yeah.
Yes, but you'll never guess who just walked into Dapper's shop.
Who?
J Dollar.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Gold
Never
cybernetics and all.
thought that one was gonna stick, did you?
No, I didn't. In fact, I thought that was a different universe, but
It is a different universe, but J Dollar is interdimensional. All right, he is.
you
He's an
know what? I might
anomaly.
question it.
Hey man, many characters carry over, and it so happens that J Dollar is the perfect carryover for a cyberpunk setting. So I'm gonna use him in
Speaking
a
of-
cyberpunk setting. But yeah,
Speaking of J Dollar, we need to do another K1.
I do. But yeah, so just to fill Xavier in, Dapper is paying all of you 2,000 collars. Well, not Cairo, but the rest of you 2,000 collars to fetch a Dream Edition Giada Santini bespoke suit, which is worth like 60,000 collars, from a cargo ship that is docking in the city at 8 o'clock tonight. He's paid the captain of the ship to put the suit in its own container and put that one container on its own 18-wheeler, and then put the keys in the ignition of the truck, so you guys can just walk into the dockyards, get in the truck, drive to the nearest parking garage, a parking garage that Dapper set up in advance. He'll take the suit, you guys can take the truck or whatever, he doesn't care, and then you guys will get paid your 2,000 collars.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the job. Yeah. So how are you guys going to prepare?
I can tell you this now. Cairo is already going to be building a custom mixtape for this job.
Just ahead of time. The next 8 hours just spent making custom heist music for this.
Well, it's not that it's custom heist music. It's gonna be like, you know,
Custom
classic.
heist music.
Well, a playlist of heist music.
Well, classics like, you know, Subdivisions, Take on Me, music like that.
Of course. But yeah. So do you guys have any?
Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Gonna rickroll the enemies? I see how it is.
I'll never see
Never
it
said
coming.
anything about enemies.
You can rickroll yourself? Power move.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
That's straight BDE. Rickrolling myself. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna just sit there and look at you weirdly, like, why are you doing this? We have 8 hours to kill. I can just nap or kill.
I mean, Cairo's gonna get his weapons ready, but he's gonna be building a mixtape while he does it.
Yeah, bonus is
Or
gonna
I can
bring.
make more money by just,
Let's see, yeah, I need to know people's loadouts, by the way, for this mission.
I'm going to be bringing with me the double barrel, my 2 pistols, Ankh in his doggy form, and that's it. Obviously, my mask, my armored trench coat.
My loadout's
Alright.
always the same. I don't got any
Exactly,
new toys.
exactly. It's pretty much the same every time.
These are
Um,
weapons.
I am going
wonderful.
to, however, have what kind of shotgun shells do I have?
I can
Incendiary
check.
slugs.
Let's
That'd be
see.
Well, I mean, I do have incendiary rounds, but that's neither here nor there. I want to know the other one.
Maybe it's I don't have the inventory anymore. Should I do no. I believe you only have standard rounds. Oh no, actually, wrong list. I'm looking at. Let's see. I just have assorted shotgun shells listed.
Because I know I had like EMP, Flechette, Dragon's Breath.
Yeah, that's why I just wrote assorted because you have a bunch of different types. Also, a shotgun bandolier for your shells. So.
Oh well, then yeah, I'm just gonna hold my bandolier on me.
Yeah.
And I have the shotgun slung over my shoulder.
Yeah. Bonus is gonna bring everything he has. He's gonna bring his deagle, his shotgun, his machine pistol. He's bringing his combat knife, of course.
Are we carpooling?
That's a really good question. But first,
I mean-
Mr. Oid, what are you bringing? Are you gonna bring your own security plastic AK with grenade launcher?
It's really the only weapon I have besides the pistol. So
True.
That is very true.
Yeah, the OS 47.
Do we get
Maybe even dart pistol, but
the bean? Do we get the bean tonight?
sure, why not?
Yes.
committing acts of
Best character in
thievery.
the game.
Acts of thievery can only be conducted by Garbanzo Don the Bean Jimmy Jambo Jr.
Best character other than the goose.
Other than the goose.
The one and only.
All right, so in that case, yeah, are you guys going to carpool? Because keep in mind, you are going to have to like get in a different truck. So either you park
Yeah.
somewhere else and then walk there, or you have different cars or something.
Well, we only have like the one car.
Well, you guys have your
Oh, you're
personal
talking about-
vehicles, and then you have the blacked out sedan that Kyle
Yeah.
Oh.
has kept somewhere the entire time.
Oh, we can take the SUV because then Ankh can fit in there too.
Sure, we'll take out the black
All right,
sedan.
you're gonna take the legally registered blacked out custom sedan that you guys stole from the goons during okay, that's the mission. All right,
I think you mean properly acquired.
I think you mean commandeered under
Yes.
great duress. Okay, sure. I figured you guys would take that route because it is like, a fake registration essentially. So, smart move. Okay, so I assume you all are going to take the sedan?
Well, obviously.
All right.
I'll roll up on other people's places.
All right, so we
okay.
should probably figure out who's going to be where. I'm willing to bet we can only fit 2 people in the truck.
Incorrect, actually. Dapper, would have told you that he specified to the captain to make sure that the truck could fit 4. And sure enough, there is a model of truck that does fit 4. Well, NK4 is a model of
But
truck that fits
it would probably be smart to only have 2 people in the truck and then 2 people in the SUV to tail for security, because
Sure.
one person has to be driving this SUV, right?
Yes.
And if we have another person in the SUV worried about security, I'm gonna go with Bonus is probably the smartest decision to have in the passenger seat of the truck.
So keep in mind that
So we can
driving
have-
checks are agility based, so you want somebody fast to drive.
Who's got the best agility here?
Probably me.
Yeah, I think you.
Well, then second best, because you're gonna be in the SUV, right?
Well, depending, do we want DPS in both cars, or only like really double down on one of them?
We wanna have good agility for the driver, or well, both drivers really.
Yeah.
But we also want good perception in case that driver has to make shots.
Well, I will say that shooting while driving is possible, but it incurs penalties to both shooting and to driving.
Exactly.
So
we want someone with good. So the one that I'm most worried about is the truck.
yeah,
Like, we're gonna want someone agile but with good perception, in case the truck driver has to make a shot because the
Yes.
passenger can't make the shot.
yes, that's true. The passenger can't.
So
Cairo
who do we
has
want?
the lowest agility at 5. Bonus and Oid have 6, and Nox has 7. Just so you're aware.
okay, so because I was gonna drive one, and then we could have Nox drive one. But if
Just
so
so you
you
know,
want
only
someone else
one
to
of these
drive.
cars might be armored.
well, obviously.
Well, the sedan's not technically armored either.
Yeah, no, the sedan isn't armored. I don't know if the one we're picking up is armored.
Yeah, true.
Well, trucks
Trucks are
normally
beefier
have
than
a
normal cars
thicker-
anyway. Yeah.
Exactly, they have a thicker skin.
Yes.
But
Plus, you figure this cargo container is going to be pretty beefy because
I mean, I'm gonna say
cargo.
Nox should definitely drive the truck.
Okay.
I can handle passenger on either one of the vehicles.
Well, I guess that
So then, do
depends
we
on
want to put
want-
put Nox and Cairo in the truck, and then
Oid and bonus in the
Oid
sedan.
and bonus in the SUV?
Do we want Oid with his grenade launcher to be passenger, or do we want bonus to be passenger?
Well, I mean, I figure bonus could probably drive the SUV,
Okay.
just so we can fully utilize Oid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Plus, bonus is like heavy hitting gun is his pistol anyway, and you can shoot it out the window while driving. So
Exactly.
his shotgun's not going to be very useful in a car anyway. So
Well, I mean, you never know. 'Cause
Well, it
he
could be,
just
yeah,
like
but-
sling it over his arm and bop,
yeah,
bop.
just poof, 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 revolving shotgun.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Sounds like a plan.
And then if he runs out of ammo, he could just yell to Oid, "New mag."
Yeah, or just yell to Oid.
That is
Throw
also
a grenade at them.
that is also going to be a job that the passenger will have to take.
Yeah.
Is supplying the driver with ammunition.
Yeah.
So the passengers are going to be holding on to the ammunition of the drivers.
Yes. I'm actually going to go on to Nox's character sheet really quick and fill out the sedan's character sheet because cars have character sheets.
I think what we could do is depend. Well, where are we going to want Ankh in this?
That's another good point.
Can he fly forever?
In gyrocopter
because
form, yes.
Ankh is gonna be in his doggo form because the 50 caliber is very formidable. And honestly, that's going to be our heavy deeps.
Okay.
So you could probably want it in the
So-
SUV then, or not the the sedan then, because
Do we want him in the sedan?
you're not gonna be able to shoot out of the truck. So
Well, I was gonna say because, assumably, Ankh has claws, right?
not enough to like walk on walls. He came up. I mean,
Because I was gonna
even
say,
the roof.
I was gonna
guess.
say we could put him in an Overwatch position on top of the truck, like cargo container,
Yeah.
and that way he can have like a full 360 around the truck.
Yes, that's true.
So, do we want to do that? Are we going to be driving at high speeds, or?
Hope not.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
you don't
Ye-
supposed to, but because you prepare anyway.
Then yeah, we can just keep him in the sedan.
Okay. All right.
Someone is
stance.
rapidly clicking.
It's me.
Wow.
Alrighty then.
What am I-
All right, so we've pretty much got our configuration set up.
All right. Cool. So, do you guys want to? Do you have anything else you want to get done beforehand, or you just want to time skip?
Time skip sounds about fun.
Alrighty. So you guys.
Anybody else going once, going twice?
Anybody have any? Alrighty. Bonus is too poor to do anything, so he's not going to do anything. This far. But yeah, okay. So you guys hang around at the condemned bar, probably, or your guys' houses for 8 hours. Chatting, drinking, having a good time, doing whatever, filing taxes. And eventually, like 7 o'clock comes or whatever, and Nox gets into her semi-stolen black sedan and drives around everybody's house and picks them all up. Everybody is. Then you make your way to the Ryanstown docks, the address for the dockyard that Dapper gave you guys.
We walk up and they're all dead.
You walk up, and the cargo ship is on fire now.
Well, he said it
Well, I
was.
mean, the suit's gonna be
bulletproof.
fine.
Exactly.
The suit's gonna be fine.
Exactly.
I hope.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, so you guys rock up. It is a gated place. It's gated, and there is a fence around it with like barbed wire over the top of it. But you guys just like
Okay, So to avoid any like accusations of foul play, I'm going to start a video uplink to Dapper.
Alrighty, so you start a
he
video
can
call.
he can see through my
through your helmet.
basically what my helmet sees.
Yeah. Okay, so you do that, and he gets to. I think he would also like call you, and he'd be like, hello there, old chap. How are you? I see you're in your mission.
The call and the video link are separate.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be on the call with him the entire time, but the video uplink is going to be constant.
Okay. Yeah. He knows you can't like talk constantly, so he's just gonna, provide necessary information and whatever else.
I can. I got the sub vocals.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, because you can talk in your head. You don't have Dapper's phone number, so or Dapper doesn't have your phone number.
I've got his burner.
Yes, you have one of his burners.
Good enough.
But yeah, so he's like, all right, well, I'll be here as I'm working with my clients and such. I will, keep an eye on you. If something interesting happens, get my attention.
Okay.
Cool.
We're all dying.
He comes back. You're all dead. Wow. What a shocker. Jeez. No. Hopefully you guys won't die. That's the goal. But yeah, so it is
that didn't sound too reassuring.
Yeah, it'll probably be fine. But yeah, so you guys are, on the parked on the side of the street in front of the dockyard district of Ryanstown. Like I said, it is gated. You guys can see this gigantic cargo ship. I'm talking like 4 or 5 times bigger than the ones that we have here in our universe, because obviously, K4 is like much bigger, much like a lot more people, a lot more products. So it's just massive cargo ship, more like a cargo aircraft carrier at this point. And it is like covered in different multicolored cargo containers. Most of them are Hermes labeled, obviously, being that it is a Hermes boat. And there are like the different like huge cranes moving over automatically. They're drone operated, and they're picking up containers, moving them around. And sure enough, in the parking lot, where there are like the workers, different like sedans and trucks, whatever, is diagonally across like 8 different parking spots is this model of truck that I have art for. Because of course I do. It's a very nice looking truck, by the way. And this truck looks luxurious, to say the least, compared to like, a standard Joe Schmo 18-wheeler.
Oh.
The power of recording magic.
Jesus Christ.
Bam. To give you the name and like model of the car, because of course I also have that. I do my homework before these sessions. Let me go down. It is a, and you all would know this, by the way. So like, this is a Dream Cyber Smooth model truck. It is electric, and it has what's called a capsule cockpit, which is there's no glass anywhere. There's no windshields. There's no windows. You're in that front bit, which is there's two tiers of seats, right? So 4 people can sit there, and there are tiny cameras and LCD screens on the inside, so you can see in a full 180 around yourself without being shot inside. It is more armored than a normal truck is.
Okay, so is it split into 2 sides, like driver and passenger, or is it all just one thing?
No, it's 2 rows of tiered seating. So it's driver passenger, and then behind them and then up a little bit is 2 more passenger seats.
But like I'm talking about like the doors.
Oh no! It the whole thing lifts up. The whole capsule at once lifts up.
This is gonna be difficult.
It's on a big hinge and just like. Tss.
This is gonna be difficult then, because anybody in the truck can't really defend it.
That's why we have you guys.
Exactly. That's why me and Oid are gonna shoot some people.
Well, I mean, technically, in that stance, then we only really need 1 person in the truck.
Well, yes.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna go in the SUV then.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we
sure.
have maize and not the corn. Important distinction. We have Knox in the
Very
truck,
important.
and then we have the other three of you, and then Ankh in the sedan.
Yes.
Alrighty. But yes, you see that in the in the parking lot in front of this dockyard, essentially, just sitting there, chilling. Nobody's around.
Okay.
Let's get to rolling.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess at that point, like, since you guys don't have to go in, you can just have Knox get out of the car and just, walk past the security checkpoint and get in the truck.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Are you going to do, Kyler, or are you just,
If we can walk past the security checkpoint, we can walk past the security checkpoint. I don't see a problem.
All right. So yeah, so you get out of the sedan and you try to, as nonchalant as you possibly can, approach the security checkpoint, and the guard is like reading like off of his, cell phone, browsing whatever social media he has, and he kind of without even like looking at to see your face, he just kind of like taps a button and like the bar like lifts up and you just walk right underneath it, and it
Sick.
closes behind you, and you walk up to the truck, and yeah, sure enough, plugged into like the side of it is what's like a long USB, and it's you'd assume is like the key.
That is one long USB.
Well, it's like 3 inches. It's not like like a katana in USB stick
okay.
form.
I mean, we can change that.
You could, yeah, I guess in theory.
Yes. Anyways, yeah, sure, I'll take it. Actually, I got electromagnetic. I think,
Just get in the truck.
I am getting the truck.
You do have EM vision, yes.
I'm just checking the layout of this thing, bro. What if it's rigged to blow?
It is an electric car, so blowing it up is difficult compared to a normal car. Also, because it is electric, the whole car lights up when you turn your eyes to EM. You're like, oh my god, because it's a super sci-fi, like this is like a Tesla car basically, like a super advanced
You mean
modern
the
vehicle.
the cyber truck?
The Cyber Smooth model Dream Inc. truck. Yeah, Dream is for reference. Dream is a luxury company. They make like the best, fanciest, most expensive stuff. So they make like the best cybernetics, the best cars, the best houses, the best weaponry, the best guards, best vehicles, all that stuff. They have like the most luxurious, pompous, overly expensive products, basically. And this truck is probably worth like $70,000-$80,000.
Damn.
It's very expensive.
All right. Let's get going. All this for Anyways, all this for
A single suit.
a single suit.
Yeah.
That's worth more
Actually, is
than
this
like.
suit even in here?
You don't know because you can't open the cargo container in the back.
We could be delivering a whole morgue. Actually, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
We're just it's full of decomposing bodies. And you're like, what the heck? And Deborah's like, you see, I said you didn't have to kill anybody, but I did in advance. And see, the dead man here, he's wearing my suit. Takes it off.
It for you.
He's like, I did it for you. Yeah, he would do that though. I believe it.
I'd be chill with that. I'd be like,
Is there
as long as I get
screaming
paid.
coming from the cargo container?
No, there's no screaming coming from the.
If there's screaming coming from the cargo container, I'll still ignore that shit. I want those 2,000 calories, bitch.
The money's worth it, man.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm delivering like some Nigerian prince that rubbed Dapper the wrong way. All right.
I mean, yeah, if you do like look around, look at the cargo container, so you can open it. It appears to be like with a super large like magnetic bar lock that kind of clips the entire container together, and it isn't hooked up to the truck. and it appears to be hooked up to an internal power supply in the container, which is really high security for a regular container.
Jesus Christ. Why?
Well,
Why?
it's an expensive suit.
Yeah, alright. Is there a way for me to check now that I know how it operates, or no?
You don't have the passkey.
I'm assuming Dapper has that.
You hope so.
That
Can
would
we
be
know
really
so?
awkward if he doesn't.
I mean, you can have Cairo ask him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll message him and be like, "Do you have the passkey for this thing?"
Because if he's like a passkey, what is that?
Yeah,
Real
a passkey.
suspicious.
No, Dapper's like, oh yes, yes, it's a key card system. I bribed the captain to make a copy of the key card, and he's like, and yes, I have everything you need I need to open the container once you bring it back here. Don't you worry your little heads. I do appreciate the concern. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, let's get this show on the road then.
Yeah, sure. I'll start driving non-suspiciously.
Okay, so you get in the truck, and it's like super advanced. Like the controls and everything are like joysticks, not like a steering wheel, and you're like moving it around and everything. It's super weird and oddly intuitive, but still weird. And yeah, you can see through the mini cameras on the outside, like a full 180-degree view of the world outside of you. So you don't have any like blind spots or anything. You can pull up AR windows for mirrors, so you can move them around. It's really cool. Anyway, I spent like an hour on this truck, so I have a lot of details for this truck. Anyway,
Sick.
so you pull up to the security checkpoint, and once again the guard lets you through. He doesn't care. And you pull onto the street, and you begin your drive. Does the sedan pull in front of or behind the Cyber Smooth model truck?
Well, you're driving.
Who's you?
Oh yeah, Bonus is
Dakota.
driving.
Dakota's
Well, Bonus will
driving.
do whatever everybody else wants. Bonus doesn't care, so
I'd say behind them.
okay. Yeah, I think Bonus would agree with that. So Bonus Knox kind of pulls into the road first, and then like super totally not suspiciously, a totally blacked out sedan turns back on and just pulls out of its parking spot and rolls into this right behind this big 18-wheeler. And you guys begin.
Not suspicious at all.
Yeah, of course, totally not a convoy. You guys begin your drive to the address provided by Dapper, the parking garage. By the way, for reference, the garage is like 5 or 6 blocks from his shop, so it's not too far. But yeah, you guys begin driving. We drive through mostly like industrial sectors, some worst parts of town. You guys get some weird looks because obviously you're driving like a luxury vehicle through like the ghetto, in like the warehouse district. But nothing happens. Nobody attacks you or anything. It was pretty smooth for about half an hour. So the trip is an hour long. And after about 30 minutes, Knox, the Cyber Smooth model truck, simply, without you telling it to, pulls over to the side of the road and parks, and turns off.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna happen.
And at that point, Bonus is like,
Oh yeah, I have him on sub vocals.
Okay.
I'll have that link. I'll be like, my job is never easy, and I'll be like, either Cairo hack into the system or like get it going, or we sit here and wait for whatever schmuck is trying to steal this suit.
I'll see what I can do, but do not remove yourself from that truck.
I don't even think I can if I wanted to.
it's not locked. You can still get out. It's just turned off.
Okay.
You can't drive it anywhere.
All right,
So
I'll see what I can do.
So Bonus pulls over like behind the truck, and lets everybody else get out. He stays in the car unless he's told to get out.
Well, I'm gonna stay in the SUV so I can try to start getting this going again.
Well, you have to plug into the truck to get it moving.
Oh, yes. Then never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna go in.
Alrighty. So you walk up to the turned off truck, and I assume so. The just so you know, the way to get it, like the jack to get into it, is in the cockpit, like in the cabin, I guess is the actual term for it, in trucker word, because there wouldn't be one on the outside because that'd be dumb. So, yeah. So you pop the cockpit open. It's unlocked. It's not, it's not gonna lock you in there and like gas you or something. I'm not quite that mean.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Dapper on vocals and be like, hey, yeah, this truck just stopped. We're gonna try and get it going again. But yeah, keep an eye on the feed for now.
And at that, he's like, oh yes, that's very strange. I see. Well, yes, he's like, it's a guy. I'll get back to you. He just kind of like hangs up the cell phone, but you can still tell me he's watching the feed. He's just talking to somebody else or doing something else. And he said, "I'll get back to you."
Dapper's not the kind of guy who isn't gonna shuckle out 8,000 callers, right? He's not gonna back out on that deal. He's like, they're close enough. Killed them all.
Orbital strike. Just,
yeah.
Nukes the city.
Gone.
All right. So what kind of a check do I need to make to get this thing started again?
It'll be a hack roll versus 1d8. This is a dream model truck, and it is well protected. I got a 2. God.
It's not, well, I mean, it's
5.
It's off, so
All right, so you, so Kyra gets in the cockpit next to Nox, and he kind of like plugs his spinal jack into the spinal jacks for the car are on the back of the headrest of the seats because quality of life. So you just kind of sit there and you deck yourself in, and you like go limp in the Matrix. So you see the cyber truck, it's a cyber smooth truck, like it's outlined in the Matrix, all of its different wiring and stuff, and you like, get into it and stuff, and you kind of carjack it in the Matrix, but you're hacking into it in reality.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Can I see a line from someone else to the truck?
I guess yeah. So so you hack into it, and now you can see all the different systems the truck has. So yes, you can see that there is the normal systems, of which there are like dozens of them because this is like a pretty advanced truck, and the one that's currently active, the only part that's currently still active, is a remote transponder device in the battery bay in the back of the truck, underneath where the container is, like the connection port. It's underneath there. Where the engine is in an electric
car. So that transponder is not stock standard, is it?
It appears to have come with the truck.
Okay, so that's perfectly normal.
Yes. From what you can tell, it appears to have been a part of this truck, and that the truck came with this remote device. It built into it as like a security measure, basically.
Now, can I see any signals directly affecting the truck?
It appears that the transponder turned the truck off, and is keeping it turned off, yes.
Can I disable it?
You can certainly attempt to.
Alright, I don't want to just yet.
Okay.
Can I see why the transponder turned the truck off?
You would it seems to be a remote detonate. Like somebody had to have pushed a button.
Alright, I'm gonna come out of the Matrix for a second.
Okay, so you...
And look over to Nox.
Yeah.
Did you press anything?
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I was just rubbing these joysticks, having the time of my life.
Doesn't answer my question. Did you press any buttons?
If I didn't need to press any button to turn it on, then no, I did not press a single thing.
Okay.
No. Also, there is no button. Well, there aren't any buttons, period. But there's no like AR screen option that says activate remote control device. So
Well, now there is.
you're gonna make a button,
Okay.
make a new program, and just
Then you know what? Yeah. Well, first things first, I want to look at the transponder to see if it's belonging to any kind of group over another.
it is a dream model truck and a dream model transponder.
I've got a very bad feeling about this.
Now, you could say Dream wants their, you know, the suit we're copying this from is from the company this truck is in, or one of Dapper's contacts kind of fucked up.
All right, so I'm gonna try and get in contact with Dapper again.
All right.
And let him know that someone might be trying to con him.
All right. While you're doing that, just a quick question, Mr. Oid, are you doing anything during this time, or are you just sitting in the truck with with Bonus, just awkwardly staring forwards? Wow. And now he says he's
Can
down.
I have
All right.
Can I have Ankh make a perception check?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That is a 9.
Well, lucky for you, my timer went off a couple seconds ago. So, how would... I guess Ankh would alert you. Okay, so this is the order of events. So, Ankh alerts you that he hears something out of the ordinary. And then at the same time, Dapper picks up his cell phone, and he's like, I suggest you get out of there right now, folks. It appears that something horrible has happened. I suggest you get the suit and you run for your lives.
All right, I'm disabling that chip, and then hopping out of the truck, telling Nox to gun it,
Do we have the suit?
and then running to the sedan and telling Bonus to just go.
All right, so you want to attempt to destroy the transponder. So that'll be another hack check. 1d10.
Okay.
Transponder 1d8.
Wait.
I think it was the truck.
Did he say
6 this
ditch the suit or get the suit?
Get the suit.
Get the suit.
How are we gonna get the suit?
Well, it's on the truck. I'm disabling the transponder so that we can move again.
Can you make sure we can open up to get the suit, because we can't get that
We
without the
don't
key.
need to get the suit, but we can get the truck moving again if I disable the transponder. Because the transponder is what's keeping the truck from moving.
If I'm being honest, I legitimately thought we were ditching the truck because Dapper said ditch the truck.
Yes, Dapper did
No,
say
he
ditch the
said-
truck. He's like, get the suit and go.
All right, what did the chip roll?
A 6.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so you hack into the transponder, and you kind of like, so you go back into Matrix, and you go back into the truck systems, and you reach your Matrix digital hand into the truck's dark cabin, and you grab the transponder, and you yank the transponder out, like the Matrix version of the transponder out, and as soon as you do so, a bajillion AR windows of a laughing Frenchman's face, cackling at you, pops up in your vision, and you are shoved from the Matrix as there's a very loud sizzling sound coming from the back of the truck, like where the engine, the batteries are.
Yeah, that's what I
Those
thought.
damn Franks. I could have
Yeah,
guessed.
like Dapper
Natural
said.
ethnic rivalry.
Exactly.
Like-
Okay.
Dapper said.
I'm gonna get back in contact with Dapper. What do you know about a Frenchman, and what the fuck didn't you tell us?
Before you do that, hand the phone over to me. Hack
No,
open the
it's
truck.
in my helmet.
Then transfer the call.
Transfer
so you
the
can
call.
Hack the
No.
truck. God fuck.
All right, so
Can't
you
get the suit.
you call up Dapper again. Dapper's like, yes, I suggest you boys get out of there right now. The transponder was, well, I believe, the captain may have been paid more than the 5,000 I gave him, which is a shame. I like that bloke. I'll have to handle him later. In other news, I suggest you leave. I'm picking up some chatter on Dream's corporate channels. It appears they've dispatched an attack helicopter at your location.
Quick question:
You're
can we
kidding
ditch
me.
the suit?
It's like, no, don't ditch the suit. Get into the cargo container.
You don't
Dapper.
don't argue.
Dapper,
Get the
you
suit.
have the key card.
You're like, I'm aware. You're a hacker,
How do we
aren't
get
you?
into the container?
You're a hacker. Blow it open or hack into it? I don't know. This is the job that you're there for. And he's like, look,
The
all right?
one time I don't bring my thermite charges.
I did, yes. I'm like, and Dapper's like, all right, well, on topic of Frenchmen, I believe you lads may have unfortunately stumbled upon a rivalry between myself and one Emile Robillard, who is a French tailor, although it appears that he's finally sold his soul to a corporation.
Oh wait, I'm
which is
gonna
a
cut
shame.
in. I'm out the truck. Like you can argue all you want. I'm not sitting in that truck no longer.
Okay, yeah. So, Bonus, Oid, and now Nox see that the batteries, like the back of the truck, is on fire. Like the batteries have like caught fire and are melting the back of the cabin, and like the
Alright,
back
I need-
wheels.
Alright, I need you three to cover me while I try to get into the back of this truck.
I think we
Sure.
have homemade thermite.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to try to grab a melting battery, stick it to the
Yeah, you
back of
know.
the car container.
Okay. Just cover me while I get this truck open. Okay?
Actually,
Sure.
Kyle, you have cyber arms, don't you?
No, wrong character.
Damn.
Bonus has one. Kyra has 2 bionic arms.
Though,
Oid's a robot.
Yes, but they're not
Though-
as beefed up.
Yeah.
in a sense, I could just regenerate the skin if I really wanted to. Yeah.
No, we're not using the battery.
God damn it.
Using the battery. God, what?
Back into the matrix.
All right, you plug into the matrix of the truck. The cargo container is not on the truck; it's a separate entity.
Joy.
Well, the cargo bed is there, but the container's not. That's separate.
God, we know so little about this truck.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I have all the
So
info on
where's
this
the
truck.
cargo container?
No,
it's-
like not us, not like information lore. I mean us as in characters.
Oh. I mean, it's okay. So the container is on top of the bed, right, attached to the trailer. The trailer is attached to the cabin. The cabin controls the bed and the cabin. The container has a magnetic locking mechanism that is powered by an
stupid
internal
question.
supply. Yes,
Hey, stupid question, but what is this truck made out of?
steel and
I can punch that, yeah?
normal. Yes, reinforced. You don't know, but normal steel you can punch through. Yeah.
Don't punch it. I'm gonna find the jack. Cover me.
Okay. Sure. Let's see what
And
attack
I'm gonna
helicopter
go
we're getting
looking for
back
the.
by.
I'm gonna go looking for that jack.
All right, give me a perception check. While the rest of you, I assume, cover him.
Hold on.
That's a
Let
9.
me
9, cool.
check my character sheet before, just in case.
All right, so you pull up to the cargo container, and you start looking around it. You don't find a jack because there isn't one. However, you do find what appears to be like, I guess it would be like an insert port for where the power supply is inserted into the container's wall. It's in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna jack right into that.
Well, there isn't it's just a battery plugged into the wall of the container.
So how are we
Don't
supposed to
worry.
get into this?
Don't worry. I have the problem right with me. It's times like these where you sometimes forget you have a tantanite katana.
Just
Titanite.
yeah, just
Whatever.
cut that
I'm
container
like,
open,
wait a
man.
minute. I don't need to punch this.
I have a sword made of fancy metal.
The
Hell
wonders
yeah.
of modern technology.
Exactly.
And I'll even do the fancy, just cut it.
All right, you're
Then,
cutting the
you know.
lock or the battery.
Whatever gets me the suit. I just want the suit. I don't care if
know
this
which
truck explodes.
you don't know which, like, there's the battery in the cargo container, and then there's the lock to the cargo container.
I'll cut
cut the
both
lock.
if I have to, but I'll cut the lock first.
All right, so you slice the locking mechanism, and because this is of course titanite, and you are chopping down on only mere steel, reinforced steel.
Only mere steel.
It's not like butter, but it's more like putting a hot knife through a bagel. if you wanted a different analogy, it's a little bit resistant, but not a lot. So you just kind of like, whoosh, and then you cut it twice, and a chunk of like the magnet, like the magnetic bar, like falls out, and then the door is kind of like, chink, like auto disengages, and like then the air, the pressurized like. Tss,
I'll throw up
pressure
the thing to like speed up this process. I'm like, I don't need no fancy shit right now. I need the damn suit.
So you throw the well, yeah, you're coding. You just like grab the door and you throw it open, and you stare down the barrels of 6 assault rifles belonging to 6 dream soldiers in the cargo
Oh,
container.
you know what I'm doing?
Rolling initiative. That's what we're doing.
Ducking.
Oh no!
One time thermite wasn't there.
Womp.
Let's go. Cairo got a 10. This god of a man.
Let's see. So that would be.
Am I rolling for Ankh, or is Ankh not involved in this combat?
No, Ankh can be involved if you want Ankh to be involved. Bonus got a 16. He also rolled a 10. Jesus. You guys are.
Well, I only got a 9.
Wow, you still like a. What is that? A
Ankh got a
17?
7.
17. He got a 7. So that means that he gets a. He has an 8 agility. So he gets 15. And then. What does Oid get?
What does Cairo have?
Cairo, you have a 15.
Oh hey.
If Oid is conscious.
I have a
Uh,
suspicious feeling.
Allow me to
It's agility
quickly roll
again,
that
yeah?
for you.
Yeah, agility.
So was that 16?
Yeah.
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 I have a suspicious feeling that we either need to kill 6 guys to get 1 suit, or there was never a suit in the first place.
You can see what looks like some kind of box in the container too, just as the guards are around it. What does Oid get?
Oh, yes.
5 plus my agility.
5 plus your agility, which is 6. So you get an 11. Still beat the enemies, though. Up first is Kyle. As Nox.
Sick. Really?
Yes, because you're superhumanly fast, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna probably on 1 turn. How many times can I shoot with this gun?
Which gun? Like the Deagle?
Yeah, the Deeg.
Once. No, you can fire it twice.
Okay.
Which would be
On 1 turn?
Per action, yes. But it would be at a minus. I don't know why I don't have the minus there. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. Hold on, I'm looking at the wrong thing. The KHCS, high caliber sidearm, is 1 time per action at a -1 of the check. So once.
Okay.
But it's pretty hard, so.
Yeah. It makes sense. It's a deagle.
Yeah.
Also, plus it has the big gun.
Yeah, so if you roll any 80s, 90s, or 100s, then they count as 100, and not 80 or 90. They count as the full.
Yeah, so can I just, like, dink one of them in the head? Like, I will aim directly at this guy's head.
You want a called shot. Okay, that's disadvantage. But you can called shot somebody's noggin. Disadvantage at a -1 means that you need to get a 4 or higher to pass.
Okay.
Twice. Disadvantage.
I got a 5.
All right.
Oh.
So you do. So that is 4d100 doubled with the big gun. Ignoring armor of 3 and lower, which does ignore their armor because they have only 2 armor set. So
8d100?
yes. Well, no, 4d100, then double it, and then if you get any
Okay.
80s or 90s, then add to make them 100 instead.
40, 100. I got 290s, so
That automatically kills him. He doesn't even have to worry about the rest of it. That'd be like almost 600 damage with the doubling plus the big gun, even more than that probably. So, yeah, he's very dead.
So what?
one guy is dead.
Yeah, so Nox throws this door open. These 6 guys just at him, and she's like, uh-oh, and draws her deagle, aims her gun at this dude's nearest man's head, fires this massive bullet, and it goes through. I have art for the guards too, by the way. And it goes right through their armored helmet faceplate, and just blows his brains out the back of his head and onto the dude behind him, who's like, ah!
You weren't expecting me to fight now, bitch.
And these
Times
guys.
at these is that I wish I had a rocket launcher. Just pull it out of my back pocket, you know?
Well, I guess he was
Hmm.
carrying explosives.
Yeah. These guys are called.
Times work.
These guys are called Entourage. Is their like model description, and they are dream employees. You would know that too.
Oh boy.
All of these
boy.
virgins.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm about to fuck him into the afterlife right now.
You have your
With my
bullets
other
too.
action though, I'm gonna not be in front of all 5 of these barrels. So whichever direction gets me away from these people, and I would suggest finding a better hiding spot for that van because it's got no armor.
So I'll describe the scene to you, right? You are currently so you're adjacent to the back of the cargo container, back of the truck, right? You can run to the side of the truck, around the cargo container and be hidden. You are also 10 feet away from the hood of the sedan. So it's right there as well.
So here's what I'm gonna do. My plan of attack is, I don't have any cover. Technically, I'm gonna run to the side of it, and that's my action. Unless I can do a lot more in one whole movement, because what I plan to do is get onto the top of this truck and assault them from above.
Can you get to the top of the? If you make an agility check, I'll say that you can make it to the top.
You might not have to do that, because I have a plan for my turn.
Okay.
So
I'm just
going to the
wondering.
side would be a good one for now.
Okay. I guess I won't even hold action, I suppose. Well,
No, it's one action to move that little bit. I mean,
no, I know that.
And then
I'm
you
just
use
saying
the-
for like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you-
I
your
guess
turn is-
I guess I'll just move to the side and like have
Alrighty.
my gun and katana in hand because it's badass to have a deagle and a katana that can cut through these fuckers. And you bet your ass I'm stealing their gun before this attack helicopter comes.
What do you know? I happen to make up a character sheet for their guns with art because I knew we were gonna do that. I'm a genius.
Good. Hell yeah.
Anyway, up next is Bonus. Bonus is still in the car, so he's going to use.
He just hears this gunfire,
Yeah. Well, so now he's just in this car he's in the steering wheel, listening to like Katy Perry or whatever on the radio, bumping his head to the pop music, and he sees Nox flip the door open, scream, pull her gun, shoot a man in the head, and then run to the side. He's just staring down through the windshield down this cargo container and at these 5 guys who are just aiming ARs at him, and he's like, uh-oh. So he's going.
I mean, let's be fair here. Cairo is the first, like the closest one to them now.
Yes, you are. Well, you're
You are?
near the back of the container.
Yeah, because
you're
I
where the
was with
battery-
you.
Oh, yeah, true.
You didn't
okay.
get out of the. Did you get out?
Yeah, to
I
get the
got
cargo
out
container.
of the truck, and I'm
Yeah,
with you
to-
at the back of the container.
I thought he had to go, back up the front. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so
No.
that
Okay.
dampens my plans. I'm gonna have Bonus ran in the back of the container with like a sedan. It's been pretty funny, but
Yeah, you would have hit me with a
yes,
car.
exactly. So now he's not gonna do that. So instead, Bonus is going to spend his movement to get out of the car, and his second action is going to be to. He's within. I know it's kind of.
Don't get out of the car. Why
gonna
would
get out of
you
the car?
Get out of the car. We gotta
You
make
wanna?
we gotta make
you
a quick
wanna-
getaway.
Well,
Do you think? All right. Do you think within these 4/5 turns we can kill 6 guys?
I think I can.
Okay.
I think
I believe in you.
I think it's I think it's quite possible.
I have a shotgun with
Yeah.
armor ignoring flechette rounds.
Ah, I see. Yeah. I was not. I kind of forgot about that. You know, the moment 6 barrels are pointed at my character.
Just, well,
I've got
the fight
2,
or
and
flight.
they're gonna be firing angry.
Fire angry at the boys. They got Johnny.
God. Okay, so in that, well, if you don't want bonus to get out of the car, then he doesn't feel like blowing the windshield out quite yet because the windshield acts as damage
I
reduction.
mean, yeah, it's either gonna be
So-
him or Onk that does it.
Well, okay, in that case, then yeah, he'll just draw his deagle and just take aim and fire. Let's see. Can bonus be DPS today? You got a 3 that might not pass. God. Wait. No, it does. Just barely. Okay. That is 4d100. Ignoring their armor. He got a 60. Well, he got an 80. 180 damage. That does not. I should have to roll a check to see if the guy that he hits falls unconscious because it's kind of close to running out. He does. So bonus is like, oh god, he just reaches into this trench coat, draws his deagle, and he fires the round through the windshield, explodes this like the part of the windshield. This big, like, flowered like an exit wound in the windshield, and he smacks one of the guards in the chest, and the guard like blood leaps out of the ceramic plating, and the guard like it's flowing backwards, and he knocks into the box in the container, and all of you can now see that the box is a big plexiglass like sarcophagus. Well, it's like a big box, and there is what looks to be like, you know those like plastic like suit covers like the zipper on them and stuff that you put a suit in to keep it clean and like
Yeah.
dry. It's one of those things is in this plexiglass sarcophagus.
Oh boy.
Wait, one of what?
A big plexiglass case. Like
No,
it's clear. The suit holder.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Just making sure. I thought you said something else was in there. I
What's
was gonna.
the suit
Okay.
like sleeve?
Now,
I guess.
Dakota, you know what bonus can do? He can spend the
die.
rest of his turn kicking out the windshield.
True.
Sure.
Yeah, so he'll supposed to his whole movement to kick the windshield out and just be like, yeah.
Well, think
And
about
then-
it. That's less obstruction when he's driving,
Yeah, true.
or when Nox is driving, because Nox is going to be driving now, because
Well, then he should have
Nox
gotten
Nox
out
is
of
the
the
highest agility.
I got eyes of a hawk, bro.
You have the highest agility out of all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're the
that's you.
only one I trust to drive this vehicle.
Bonus is
Sure.
insulted.
It's okay, bonus. I'll let you drive next time.
Bonus is going to go to driving school again between missions. Become the next baby
Raises
driver.
agility.
Yeah, just I'll get like a bonus to driving checks or whatever with the driving school. Like I took a combat driving course, and now I can like do like cool obstacle courses and like J
He
turns.
now knows.
I
He
can-
now knows offensive and defensive driving.
I
Exactly.
can barrel roll our car without flying it.
Exactly. Anyway, that's bonus's turn. Up next is Cairo and Ankh.
believe in
Okay,
you, Kyra.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unsling my shotgun, load 2 flechette rounds, and fire both barrels at the same time.
Kaboom. So, a shotgun, a little barrel that does. Let me.
This is like what, close?
Yes, this is like close
I'm
range.
fairly close because
Yeah.
I'm right where you were, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
no, I'm saying for like
you're a total
damage
of
range.
like 15 feet away from them, so yeah, it's still short range. So it does the full 5 to 100 damage. Well, it wouldn't because it's flechette
Hey.
rounds, so it would do. I think flechette is less damage, but there's armor, which is like the caveat. So I'll say that it does 4 to 100 damage, but it ignores their armor. And you fire both barrels, and it's 2
Okay.
perception checks. Bang bang.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much within a range that's gonna guarantee a hit.
Not quite, but pretty close. If you do hit, you will pretty much Swiss cheese them.
7 and an 8.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit them both. So that's 8d100
That passes?
damage. Yeah, they both do.
Hey. 8, D1,
You
1,
just-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Time to make Swiss cheese!
Yeah, sure. I'll be a cannibal for a moment.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Get like 600 damage
So
or whatever.
I've got 2 80s. Well, first of all, I've got 1 100. I've got 190. I've got 2 80s. A 70, a 40, and a 20.
Yeah, that's definitely more than 200. So you just level this double barrel and you just like hit both triggers at the same time. Just boom, and these little like glass needles just fly out of the barrel of the shotgun. And like the third guard and the sixth, and these guards at first I thought they had the advantage. I thought they had the surprise round, which I should have given them a surprise round more. I didn't because I forgot. So they're like, uh-oh. And you see, their first buddy gets his head blown off. Second buddy gets a bullet in his chest. And then this dude, like the other guy, gets like pincushion. Like just... And like all the needles like go through his torso and his stomach and like his like thighs. You hit him your center mass. And the needles go through him and they hit the container, the glass case. And they like stick into the glass case and like crack parts of it and stuff. And the dude is just like... And you can see like blood drip out of the bottom of his helmet as he gargles on to death because his lungs are now Swiss cheese. He just like slumps over into it like falls and the truck like shakes as he just collapses to the ground.
And the rest of Cairo's turn is going to be spent diving to the ground because
Yeah.
I know what Ank's gonna do next.
He just... Alright, and I assume Ank's going to spray
So
and pray.
Ankh is going to send a message to Bonus, and it's just gonna be duck, and then like the semicolon smiley face.
Yeah. But it's just like I think he's like very like calmly just like leans to the side of like against the glass of the window and just like, all right, so he rests his head against the window and just like waits there just to...
And Ankh isn't gonna spray only because the nature of the item that we are trying to transport.
True.
So what are the odds of Ankh making 2 called shots? Because that's how many guys are left, right? Is 2 left?
Yes, there are 2 left, making 2
Okay.
called shots. That would be at a -1 at disadvantage. So he has to get a 4 or higher to succeed.
Okay. On disadvantage, you got a 4 perfectly
Okay.
for the first shot, and for the second shot, this is 7. Holy shit!
All right.
The top number was a 10, but the disadvantage number was a 7.
Okay. So
How much damage is a 50 BMG?
5d100, and then you double it. But I assume you're gonna hit the head, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Yes, then double the result of 5d100.
Okay,
Twice.
so first shot, 10, 10, 90, 10, 40.
10, 10. So that's 110.
So that's 3 10s.
Oh, 3 10s. It's 120. 120 plus the 460, doubled to be 320. Yes, the first guy gets his, like, the whole, like, upper left part of his head just, like, blown off. The helmet, the head, just poof, and he, like corkscrews in the air, like, jumps and, like, corkscrew spins, like, and then lands in the floor of the bed.
His head is now a fine paste.
Yeah, that quarter of his head
I
gone.
want to make it very clear that these are just like bunk bunk.
Yeah, just very, very quick, well-aimed robotic shots because it is a robot
And
gun.
The second shot. Oh, this guy ain't so lucky. So this one's gonna be 2 80s,
160.
a 40,
200.
a 20,
120.
And a 60.
280 times 2 is like 560. So, yeah, so this whole head gone. Stump. Boom! Fine red mist. And the bullet continues, and it hits the back of the cargo container, and goes through the cargo container into the back of the truck. And it's just like, all the way through. Just boom!
In hindsight, I think they only would have survived if they had the surprise round.
Yeah. I was going to give them a surprise round, and I forgot. Or at least, like, a buff to initiative, but they've rolled really poorly. And they have, like, 5 agility. So, yeah. So, they're dead. Combat
So
is
who
for now.
really had the surprise there?
I did. I was very surprised, actually.
Yeah, you were definitely the most surprised out of everybody, for sure.
Because I was like, oh, that's...
Like, who really had the advantage here? We kind of outnumbered them, firearms
Damage,
wise.
yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
damage, we kind of outnumbered them.
Dude, they had 6... We don't even know what ARs they were holding. All I know is that
They
it
had
was
ARs.
barrels, all right?
Yeah, they had ARs. Is what they were described as, assault rifles. I have the name of them, but
Yeah, so after they're dead, is combat over?
for the moment, yes. Although you guys do now hear a very audible
Fuck.
coming
That's
towards you guys.
close enough. So
Okay.
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have Bonus and myself grab this plexiglass, load it in the back of the truck while
Why
I
not
hope...
just break the glass and put the suit in the truck?
You know, I keep on forgetting I have stuff that can break
You
nearly
have
everything.
You and I both have cyber arms that can punch the plexiglass.
I don't have cyber arms.
Oh, well, I do. I could just punch the plexiglass. I'm right behind the truck.
Go ahead, you take the suit, then I'm gonna take their ARs, and we go.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna do
Okay. So you're going to pick up their assault rifles then?
that. Yeah, actually,
Grab one for each of us.
there's 6 guys. I was gonna grab all 6. If I'm being really honest, I was planning to bring one of their bodies because I don't got enough time to strip them of their armor. But
Why do you need the armor?
Well, their armor is more or less
Hey.
useless because they're all missing some kind of limb. So,
I have enough contact points to sell anything
Okay.
I want. All right.
Okay, either their armor is Swiss cheese,
yes.
their armor is,
Look, if I
partially
just...
useless because they don't have a limb.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now you're making me just want to bring back a buy to have like a black... Yeah.
Like, 2 guys
One
have
moment, please.
holes drilled in them because of your and Bonus's deagles.
Yeah.
One guy is Swiss cheese because my flechette. The 2 other guys are missing heads.
Yeah, but I could just have a black market contact and
Just
sell a body.
repair this off
Okay.
real quick. Okay.
Grab an
No,
AR
not
for
repair
each
it,
of
just
us.
sell the body.
Grab an AR for each one of us. Take their extra mags. Load them into the truck. So that we can at least fight this helicopter.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
doing,
I'm
bro.
gonna go and punch the glass.
All right.
Yeah, you do that. Since, yeah.
All right.
If you need my sword, you can ask.
No, I got this. Straight strength.
Yes. So their guns are called DLRSMGs. They are assault rifles. And there is this art for it.
Sick.
Let's go. I got a perfect 10.
Oh, all right. So you take all 6 assault rifles then, Kyle.
You know it.
Alrighty. So you get then.
Can I describe how I do this?
Sure. Well, I note this down.
Okay, so you remember when Cairo premiered boxing for a little bit?
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is pull a little screwdriver out of my pocket and tweak the settings on my right arm, turning the pain inhibitor all the way down, and just driving a haymaker through this glass.
Alrighty. So I'm noting that down. Cool. Alrighty. So you just haymaker the top of this container, and it shatters, and you just kind of dig your fleshy covered metal hands and just dig the plastic glass out, and eventually it just like gives way, and the top just shatters apart, and you just like drag the sleeve, the protective sleeve, out of the glass shards. To find the suit protective sleeve is made of carbon fiber and has what looks like a thumbprint biometric scanner on the covers where the zipper is, at the top of the zipper.
So I have a question. Is Dapper still watching?
Yep.
Okay, good.
At this point, he's like, "Gentlemen, I regret to inform you that the ejection helicopter is only a few moments away from your location, and it appears to be accompanied by several armed drones." So,
it's a good thing I've got EMP rounds.
I suggest that you gentlemen and lady, flee for your lives.
Honestly,
All right, yeah, I'm
Dapper can hear
hustling
me,
it back to the truck. Or the SUV.
I swear, bro, I better get more than 2,000 for this.
Nope.
2,000 and a collar.
Yeah, 2000
One more.
2001.
Yeah, 2,000 collars into single cent.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Or as we call them, Kents. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So yeah, so I assume as you all book it back into the car, unfortunately, Mr. Oi didn't have time to fire off his cool assault rifle or grenade launcher at those goons.
He will.
Yeah, but he will now.
He will not,
Certainly.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He'll just create all those like war zone and battlefield moments of just like hitting something midair.
Exactly. Cross map grenade launch. Noob tube.
So I'm
I've
gonna
done
get. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the suit in the back seat with assumably Oid, right?
Oi was in the passenger seat until I
Okay,
guess now.
but Oid's
or-
going into the back seat, right?
if he wishes
Here,
to.
if you
sure.
want, what I was
Okay,
thinking
so
is I drive, obviously. We have bonus in the back, and then you two can figure out where you want to be.
because I was
Yeah.
gonna go in the trunk with
Mhm.
Ankh, so that I can try to line up a shot with my EMP slug.
Well, it's a sedan, not an SUV, so it would be awkward to just
Okay.
sit in the trunk.
Oh well, then all right, never mind. I guess I'll
Yeah.
just go in the back.
Alrighty.
I need a clear shot for my EMP slugs to work, though.
Yeah, there is a
Yeah.
back window. It is tinted, but that doesn't really matter.
I mean, if anything, I could just like pop up, driving and then pop up their trunk. They're like, "Why are they opening up the trunk?" And then a mounted LMG,
Well,
I mean, that's
when,
the whole plan.
that's when you like fold the middle seat down and like lay prone through the trunk and you just fire out the back.
I mean, we can do that.
You
We
could.
can.
Now-
You totally could.
Even better, we'll recreate the scenes of like those badass like anime chicks in the back with a sniper rifle, except it's a guy.
Yeah. Just lean over the
I mean,
chair.
assumably that's where Ankh is. He's in the trunk.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah, he would
sure,
have been in
I
the
don't
he would have been in the
care
back
where he
seat.
sits.
He would have been in the back
He
seat,
doesn't
Well, I
firing
mean,
through
the
middle.
folding seat thing.
Yeah,
what
he
I'm
could be
saying.
he could be back there if you want to put him back there.
Sure, why not? We'll do that.
Alrighty. So Bonus and Cairo and Ankh are in the back. Oid and Nox are in the front. That is the current
Yes.
plan. Alright. So you guys speed off, I assume. I assume that Nox
course.
wants to speed away. Okay.
Well,
Always.
yeah.
So you guys zoom away.
And to think I was gonna take my Chevy Cruze.
Into your personal car riddled with bullets because you decided to pick up the attack helicopter. Yeah, so you guys start speeding down this big road, main road, and you're weaving in between traffic and everything like that. Not gonna make you roll for it because one, you're a Kode, and two, it's not that hard to do. So you're weaving between traffic, driving speeding on the road. Most of the cars that were in the area have since fled because a gunfight has broke out in the middle of the street, or on the side of the street.
Wise decision.
Yeah, so many of the cars are gone. People like on the like the nearby roads were like, I'm gonna take a different route to get to work today. And they just take a left turn or a right turn instead of going straight. But anyway, so yeah, as you guys are speeding down the road, weaving between cars and stuff, are you abiding by traffic laws? Like, are you like standing on your side of the lane? Are you, listening to like using your blinker? Or are you just
Oh, well,
going?
I may be speeding, but of course I'll abide by the law. I gotta be, as least violation as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Until like the helicopters come, and then I'm like, well, I'm gonna put my left blinker on and go right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So as you guys get down you probably get another like block or two down, before behind one of the big skyscrapers, this attack helicopter screams into view.
What? It's a talking attack helicopter.
Yeah, it's going really loudly.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Okay,
they've upgraded.
Okay, guys, I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Because I have names for all these things, this helicopter is called the Airfire model.
I have an idea. I can have my bike come alongside the stand. I just need to be held steady, and I can get on the bike with the suit. You guys can like lead it away, and I can get to the parking garage.
All I'm saying is, we're only getting 2,000 for this.
But like, I can make this so much easier.
At least you're
And
aware.
all you guys have to do is dip into like a lower level parking garage, and then they can't get you.
Sure, until they have enough money to pay for whatever property damage they want to do.
Yeah, but then,
Did you see?
what?
Did you see the picture he put in? Did you see the pic? That is no normal.
It has.
Oh, we can get away from
It's
this by
fine.
going in a
It's
bridge.
I'm gonna
fine.
list off
It
the
is
weapons. Okay.
totally fine.
List off the weapons. Okay.
It
It
is
has
completely fine. Okay, then go in a tunnel.
twin
They
linked
can't just destroy a tunnel.
miniguns. Okay. 4 anti-tank rocket pods, 4 micro missile pods, and it can speed boost.
Okay, listen to me. Okay, if I get on my bike, I'm nimble enough to, dodge this thing. I can get in and out of alleyways. I can go in and out of parking garages. I can get into places that this car can't. We are a sitting duck in this car.
Well, no, I'm not saying your plan is bad. I'm just saying, whatever you plan to
You
do,
guys make a
shoot it out
distraction.
of the sky.
Okay, you guys make a distraction, shoot at the helicopter. If you can, down it, and I can get the suit to Dapper. And then rejoin you for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, probably if we have enough time, I'll switch with like bonus and put on my target acquisition and be like, yeah, I'm gonna.
Does that sound like a good idea to everybody? Is everybody in
Sure.
agreement?
Okay. I mean, technically speaking, your bike wouldn't be anywhere nearby, but you could just tuck and roll. it's a carbon fiber protective sleeve.
No,
So.
no. Because I can have the bike meet up with the car at like the nearest possible intersection.
Well, yes, but
You
I'm
can
saying
you
that.
can do that cool transition, like jump onto the bike. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I'm saying that
Fine to do.
your bike would be like a half an hour's drive away from here. So.
Okay, so we start driving towards the bike.
Yeah. All right, that's doable.
Okay, so we'll start driving towards where my bike is, assumably at my apartment.
Yeah, or at least near your apartment. Yeah, wherever you.
Near
keep
my
it.
apartment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And have him meet you like
And I'm
somewhere
going
around
to
there.
I'm gonna give my bike the command to meet up, like to ride alongside the car.
Hey, I got a question, Dakota.
Sure.
How likely is it for myself to shoot at the windshield?
Of
Is
the,
it even called a
the
windshield?
cockpit of the helicopter.
Yeah.
So just for to kind of explain how rules work, because I did write these earlier today, firing at a flying vehicle incurs disadvantage. Shooting
course.
from a moving vehicle of any kind is a -2. So plus
Jesus.
from the call check disadvantage, we double disadvantage and a -2. So you roll 3 times and you take the lowest number. And you had a -2 for all 3 of those rolls. So
Now, hold
there's a
on.
chance.
There's only
it's a bad
one-
chance.
There's only one thing that can be taken away, and it's from the target acquisition. I
Yes,
forget what
which
it
is
does.
+1.
What is it?
So
A
here,
+1, so it's at a
you
-2.
have to
what's at a -1
you have
double
to make
disadvantage.
this a miracle shot.
Yeah. So for
Hey,
example, you
making
would
miracles is my middle name.
see what's your
Like
what's your perception?
we're talking. You have to wanted curve this bullet.
Well, because your
Dude.
perception is 7, so you have to get a 4 or higher to pass normally, which means you have a 60% chance of failure on one roll. Okay. Now, since you have to get, oh no, yes, to fail, so you get a 60% chance to fail the roll. Okay, and then you have to get either a 10, 9, 8, 7, or a 6 in order to pass. Yes, 40% chance to fail. Gotcha. So basically,
I have
it's
to
you have to get.
what's the number I have to hit
So
for
I'm
the
gonna
minus to not screw me over?
So what's a? So what's? It would be
Right? Because I'm at a -2, and I have a perception of
You
7.
have to get a 10.
Huh?
You have to get like a 10.
Well, to get a 10 to possibly do damage, but
Hold on, I'm doing math.
okay, all right, math. I'm just wondering
You
what's the
have-
lowest number I can roll.
You have with a 60% chance of success on one roll. You have a 21% chance of success on 3 at disadvantage.
Jesus Christ. And I have to
Goodness.
roll
You have to roll a 4 or higher 3 times in a row, essentially.
jeez. Well,
That's a big risk. I'd
Yes.
say for now, let's just drive.
well, I'm gonna drive for right
offensively.
now. And
Yeah.
if you guys can,
Yeah.
shoot at it to do anything, go be my guest. But if we don't take it down, I will try to make that miracle shot. And if not, I'll be I'm cunt.
Okay. You just focus on driving.
First on driving,
Okay.
Sure.
So for now, right now, the helicopter is staying like 100 yards back, so way out of any of your range. Because it seems to be just following you guys. It's not shooting at you either. It's just following you and pursuing you. And probably for another like 2-3 minutes, it's just following behind you, not getting any closer. And then you realize why. I'm gonna roll some dice.
Do I gotta make a
it's
perception?
locking on, isn't it?
Actually, it doesn't actually have lock-on mechanisms. Ironically enough, probably should, but it doesn't.
Should,
Oh wow!
but for this fight, it won't.
You guys got kind of lucky and also kind of unlucky at the same time.
All right. What
So-
did you roll?
I rolled-
What roadblock is in front of me?
So there is not like a full roadblock because I rolled really poorly for how many enemies would spawn. I'm just gonna bring up the.
So assumably Cairo knows this part of the city, right?
Yes, you guys know pretty much all of the city at this point. First to make
Okay.
things easier on ourselves.
So depending on what's in front of us, depends on what Cairo says.
Okay, I'm also gonna bring up the map.
Sure, you'll be my GPS.
Well, because I have a map of where my bike is in conjunction to where I am,
Yeah. Let's see. So we went down here.
so I can tell you how to get closer to my bike.
So in
Because
front of
they're
you
not
guys,
expecting me to get onto my bike and noom out of here.
Honestly, I don't think they were really expecting us to get out of the truck and find out what was going on.
That is a fair point.
And then there is also in front of you a single one of these.
So wait,
bitch.
what's in front of us?
Check this out. 4 quadcopter drones and a laser cannon armed buggy, I guess is what we consider it.
Left.
Well, this will
Go
be
left.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that left for me, dude. Oh, can I? I want to do something fun.
All right. You want to do something fun?
How? First off, do I have to make any checks for making a left? Apparently.
Yes. You'll have to make an agility to drift, essentially.
All right, we're thrown on drift for this. Hell yeah. Hell. 6.
6.
Okay.
Yes, so you do successfully drift that hard left
But
Tokyo style, just do.
during this drift,
Okay.
I'm wondering, how many mags do I have for my deke?
Why are you gonna try and shoot? Why are you going to try and shoot? It's more advantage for you to pass the deagle off to someone else.
Or you let Bonus shoot his deagle.
Oh yeah, he could
Exactly.
do that too. Have him shoot either the drone or the driver of the buggy, because they can drive too.
Well,
Okay.
yes, but they're not following us yet.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't know
they're.
that.
Well, you would assume that they will. You would
And
assume
they
that
have a
will.
laser cannon. So
Yes.
But that's neither here nor there.
We can
okay?
survive a
They haven't
bullet.
started shooting at us yet, let alone driving.
I mean, you say that, but they're gonna in a minute. So.
yeah. Either someone blow it up or someone shoot the driver, please.
Okay, well, I can take a shot at the drone with my EMP round. I should have, like, 5?
Make sure you have
roll,
one at least for the helicopter.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, well, roll 1d6. That's how many shots.
Actually, make sure you have 2.
1d6?
Yeah. Well, I'll say 1d6 plus 1 because, make odd numbers even.
Oh, wow, I actually got a 6.
Wow. All right. So you have 7 EMP rounds. That should be more than enough to take out the drones. Certainly.
Save
I
2 of them
actually
for
got
the
a
helicopter.
6.
Yeah. But yeah. So I think in that case, you're going to shoot at one of the drones, which is disadvantage and -2 because you're shooting at a flying target from a moving vehicle. Bonus is going to. He could hit he could also do disadvantage and a -2 and try to hit the driver of the buggy. Because that
So
laser
I'm
cannon looks
doing-
scary.
Wait,
doing-
actually, what would
I'm
be
doing
easier?
triple disadvantage at a -2.
No, just disadvantage -2.
Because you're not doing call
Oh, so
shot.
I only have to do one. I only have to do one disadvantage. at
Yes, because
-2.
you're not calling a shot on the drone. You're just shooting the
So,
drone.
I'm wondering, what would be more effective, shooting at the tires or trying to shoot the driver?
Both incur
Probably the
disadvantage.
driver.
Both incur disadvantage. However, so this is where we get into my lovely vehicle rules. If you shoot the tire, I should also note really quick. If you get a critical hit on a vehicle, basically, okay, I'm going to explain vehicle hit rules. You hit a vehicle. If you don't call your shot, then you roll a random dice to determine which location on the vehicle you hit. Whatever thing you hit, if you get a critical hit, then I have a malfunction for every type of hit location. And if you get a critical hit, then it will disable it. If you get a critical hit against a tire, it will explode the tire and the car will flip. So
Okay, so on my roll,
it could
really
flip
quick. On my roll, I got a 10 and an 8.
10 and an 8. So that 8 counts, and a -2 brings me down to a 6. That's still a pass. So yes, you do hit one of the drones. This is kind of... Are you using your shotgun for EMP rounds, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is like a long shot.
Yeah, this is a pretty long shot for a shotgun. So it's not going to do
But it's a
much
slug.
damage.
It's an
It's a
EMP
slug.
slug.
Yeah. So I'm going to give a... Rather than doing... Well, I'll say that it does 1d100 damage, and then I'll make the drone make a check to see if it dies,
Well,
essentially.
it's an EMP bullet.
Yes, but it's not... It's a... It
So
delivers
it's not
electric
as though it's
charge.
piercing it. It's
Yeah, it just-
latching
it is-
on and frying systems.
Okay, so I'll just make it my notes for my droney boy. Down here.
So I don't know what kind of effect you want to incur upon this drone because
Well, first
it's
of all,
basically
let's see how
just
many...
frying
1, 2,
systems.
3, 4. So I'm gonna go and roll 1d5.
Do I still roll 1d100?
No, I think I know how I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
This is a 1. This is not the one that I want. What do you mean I want? Go. You got a 4. So that means you hit its tri-barrel rotary gun.
Oh boy.
So it has
It
to
can't
make...
shoot at us.
Well, it has a
Nice.
rocket pod still, but it can't minigun you. So it has a hull of 2. Has to make
But
a
it
hull
wouldn't
check.
it wouldn't risk blowing up the suit. Let me say that much.
Yeah, that's why the helicopter didn't shoot at you yet. So it has to make a hull check to see if it's disabled or not. It actually succeeds the hull check, so it's not disabled. Wow. That is so unlikely. As a 2.
But
A 2.
I took out the minigun.
No, the minigun's fine. The check was to see if it resisted the minigun, the stunning effect of the minigun, or of the EMP. And it had a hull check.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. We need to get within like at least like 40 yards
This thing
for
has,
me to
like,
hit this helicopter effectively.
This thing has
Okay.
a whole
Give
set
it to
of
Nox.
2.
She'll you know what? She'll yeet the EMP at the helicopter, right?
They're shotgun shells. These are slugs.
Yeah.
No problem. I can throw it farther than you can shoot it.
You're driving.
Yeah, and you're trying to
It's
football
like
throw
tossing
a
a cigarette
slug.
for me. I'll
Yeah.
always hit the trash can.
Okay,
Hit
nah, I
60
have a
yards.
plan. All right, I'm
Yeah.
going to attempt
Mm-hmm.
to disable this helicopter.
Mhm.
This is going to require full cooperation on your part.
Right,
Was
well,
we
already
need to
cooperating.
first of all,
Slowly.
you have other things to be done first. First of all, Bart's going to try to shoot the driver. This could be a big win for
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys, because at least you
Yeah.
can blow one shot your car. He got
Yeah.
a 2 for his first roll, so that's not voting well, and a 9 for, of course, a 9 and a 2.
Of course.
He fails, so
I
he
should have
misses.
just shot the driver myself.
Mr. Oid, do you want to take a shot at anybody
You
or
could.
anything?
Oid could grenade launcher the
The car, he
buggy.
could. Yeah,
Yeah, we are close enough for the car for it not to matter.
yeah.
And it's not moving either.
No, it's not. Well, it still beat
All right
the.
then.
So you have a. Let me just double check to make sure what the roll is. Mr. Oid, the UGL frag grenade. No. Oh yeah, it's an AOE, so it doesn't actually require a
He's
check.
using his beam. He's using
Yeah,
his
yeah,
beam
the Garbanzo bean. So yeah, you just deal 5d100 damage to the
to
car.
this buggy.
Yeah, and it doesn't have any armor, so it doesn't take into effect. But
Oh, that's fine.
yeah, you could one-shot this car. I think. Hold on, let me see. You might, maybe not. Actually, you'll really hurt it, but
Well, I mean, it's a very good chance
mean,
that he'll disable it.
If
too.
anything,
yeah. And you might one-shot it.
It's
If you get max
something.
damage, if you max damage, you'll one-shot it.
the chance of that is slim.
Slim. Yeah. 5d.
It's slim, but it's still a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage, yeah. So, Javier, what'd you roll? 5d100 damage.
All right. So for 5d100, that's gonna
Yep.
be. Huh. I did a fair bit of damage.
Did you now?
499.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That'd be so funny. I would laugh very hard.
I would cry.
All right, what'd you get?
That'll be 350.
350. Whoa.
It's a
Whoa.
lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage. So,
But is it
so,
good enough?
So as Nux drifts around this corner to avoid this blockade of drones in this single buggy, 3 shots ring out into the night. A shotgun slug, a deagle round that goes wide and kills a cat on the roof of a building nearby, and a grenade launcher that flies through the air and it lands next to the buggy and it and the buggy like shifts around and it gets like shoved to the side. It's not dead, but it's sparking and the laser cannon is kind of like twitching a little bit and like the glass is cracked and the guy inside of it is like upside down, jostled so much from being thrown about. The drone is, the drone that got hit is safe, but barely okay. And Bonus wasted a bullet. How his roll went.
Yeah.
So you drift down around this corner and you speed down this other road. And the car, the drones, and the helicopter are going to give chase. And I think we're going to end the session off here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
On a cliffhanger.
Alright, well, what an eventful day so far.
A painfully eventful day.
Indeed. But thank you, everybody. As usual, you know what to do. And we will see you next time on Quest for the Core.